So a fuck it moment for me in this industry, I guess, you know, I started out in music behind the scenes. I was a manager for a different artist, started a small record label. I got him to get some success. He was starting to go viral with some music video we had. He started winning awards, started working with big producers, and everything was going great with him. You know, I was happy being behind the scenes with him. Then he ended up getting a full scholarship to law school. You know, so he came to me, he's like, hey, I just got this full scholarship to law school. Like, I got to take it. And I'm like, man, we have so much momentum going, you know, like I've invested so much into you, this and that. But I couldn't talk him out of it. You know, he's one of my best friends too. So I'm like, man, go do it. So at that point I was like, you know, I've already done all this. I just built a studio. I love this music industry. I want to stay in it. So I decided, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to find another artist. So I went and made a checklist of what I'm looking for, you know, something I could depend on and whatnot. So I made a checklist. I looked at it and I'm like, you know what, that's me. Except I never really wanted to be the artist or be the rapper or whatnot. And at that point though, I said, you know, I have to do it and I can trust myself. You know, I'm not gonna go out and mess around. I'm gonna show up to meetings when I need to. I'm gonna show up to the studios, be professional and everything. So I just became the artist myself that day, you know? So I started making some music and the rest is history. You know, like I said, I started out behind the scenes. So my first guys that I looked up to were like Puff Daddies and Russell Simmons and the guys behind the scenes as well. You know, I love what they were doing. As far as artists and stuff like Ice Cube, you know, the way he did his career, that's kind of where I want to mimic too. Like started with music, going into acting, and then go do whatever you want afterwards, you know. But as far as music, like the guys that I loved were Eminem. I saw him in 1999 in a room with 150 people. Nobody knew who he was. You know, I just discovered him and I took my friends and we went and that was cool. Then, you know, I started liking Nelly a lot. These days, J. Cole is one of my favorites. You know, he's a lyricist. But I mean, this new stuff is something that I respect it. I listen to it. Sometimes they're cool and I vibe to it, but I'm not really actively going and listening to all these new young cats doing their thing, but they're doing it, man. So you gotta respect what they do. So my biggest pet peeve in the music business is getting those DMs saying, let's work. And then you're like, all right, what do you got in mind? And they have no idea what they want. You know, it's all right, do you have a budget? No, I don't got a budget, but I'm the best and this and that. It's cool. Like I always will take my time out to give any advice that anybody has. You know, I've been in this industry for a long time, behind the scenes and as an artist now. So I always answer questions. I'm always truthful with people and I kind of help lead in the right direction. So I just, you know, the music business is tough and you have to have a plan, you have to have experience, you got to have a budget and you got to have a drive, you know? So if I see that with somebody, I'm definitely down to work with them, 100%. So I can definitely see myself putting out other artists, you know, because I started in this business doing that. You know, that was my dream. I wanted to stay behind the scenes, put out other people and just kind of like be around it and just be fun with it. So as far as right now, I'm focusing on myself. And of course, I have my producers that I work with mainly, so their songs are already behind me. So when I do something good, they're doing something good. But in the future, you know, once this starts returning some money on these investments, I'm ready to bring on some other artists because I realize this day and age, content is key. You know, there's so many digital things out there that all need content, you know, and there's not enough good quality content out there that you have to keep providing for them. So the future is definitely bright.